So hello, HCD here, backing up another video, and it's pretty much the Skullcandy Barrel. And pretty much what I'm going to be showing you in this video is basically what's inside this speaker, as well as what's the actual power for all the drivers. Since it is, I believe, a 2 or 3. It's kind of a 3-way setup, but it don't have tweeters, so I'm gonna call it a 2-way setup. You got the tweeter slash mids, and then you have your what they call a subwoofer, but in reality, I wouldn't really call it a subwoofer just because it's a 6.5 inch, so 6.5 inches, and you're basically going to see why. And as you can see in other videos, while it has additional bass, it's not only due to this, but it's also due to the fact that it has a hidden passive radius on the back of the speaker, pretty much where you can just take off the grill, just like how you take off the front of the grill, which is held on by these little things right here, which I broke 2 of them, one right here, so therefore they're stuck in the inside. Now I'm not really sure if I can get that out, but it's whatever. But yeah, that's what holds it in. It's held in by, I believe, 4 of them, 2 on each side, 1 right here, 1 down there, 1. Actually, I think that's more than. Hold on, 1, 2. This one has more for some weird reason. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, well, I bet it's 6. So 3 on each side. 3, 3. I forgot about a broken one. Anywho, moral of the story is the reason why I don't really consider this to be a sub is due to the fact that once you flip this speaker over, I'll show you. I can't disconnect it because if you look at the inside, it has some weird type of glue on there, which I managed to get the other ones off. That's just because they didn't have the glue on the connector, like this little. See if I can show you this white part right here, because you gotta really scratch that off to take it off. You can basically take this subwoofer, how would I say, I wouldn't suggest that, but you can disconnect it from its terminals right there. And if you have a soldering iron, soldering gun, you can pretty much put on a different speaker. But before we get into that, I'm going to go ahead and show you why it's not really considered to be a subwoofer. This basically looks like kind of like a car speaker, if you will. And if you turn around to the back side, I'm not sure you can see that, but it clearly says, let's turn it off the light so you can see this. It's running at 4 ohms, 30 watts. And I know you're probably thinking to yourself, what subwoofer really runs at 30 watts? Well, ask Soundcore the same thing. I don't have a Soundcore speakers, but I'm pretty certain their subwoofers is kind of equivalent to this. So that's the so-called subwoofer, which you can just go ahead and go on Amazon or something like that and buy an actual subwoofer that has a bigger, beefier magnet than what this actually has. Now, don't get me wrong, it sounds good, but it can be better. Like, you can put another subwoofer in here, but just know it's not going to run at whatever RMS it says it is, but it's going to have more bass, if that makes sense. So it's going to be running at the set power of this subwoofer, speaker, 30 watts. But with bigger bass, and I hope these PRs can actually accommodate for that and not go out of whack for the additional bass that was added in, because this is a, how would I say, this is a regular speaker that can be switched out. Now, when it comes to the other speakers, on the other hand, which they consider to be your mids and your highs, you take this out. This is what the speaker looks like. Don't look like much from the front. They have some type of additional rings around the magnet. I'm not really sure what they're called. If somebody knows, just comment down below. But this is running at 6 ohms, 15 watts. But seems though it does run at 15 watts, you can basically put this in something else that actually really needs it. Because this speaker does not move much, and okay, that's understandable because I had a 9-bass that had the same type of setup, whereas though this speaker would move a whole lot. Okay, cool, because it's playing low frequencies, but these really won't. You would really have to stare at it from an angle to really see it moving. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So you do the math. 30 is for the bass, and then your other 30 are for these. So therefore, you can hear your highs, you can hear your mids, etc., etc. Now, most people say that this speaker doesn't get down low. It really depends on the type of music that you're actually listening to. In my opinion, it gets down low, but I'm going to be uploading another video in regards to this speaker with a different speaker actually in this, because considering the layout of this, where the screws are, and I looked online, you pretty much have additional, like, you know, let's say for example, Scar Audio, don't really care for that, but Daytone Audio, Rockford Fosgate, they make these subwoofers with actual, you know, big magnets that are for speakers, to the point that you got a Bluetooth speaker with, like, you know, that set subwoofer in it. Keep in mind, guys, like I said before, it's not gonna play at, you know, whatever speaker that you decide to buy as a subwoofer, 150 RMS or 300 RMS is going to play at that 30 RMS just because of the motherboard that's inside of here. But if you have the skills to add power to the motherboard, which I didn't actually show people what the motherboard looks like, I'm gonna show you that right now. Motherboard looks like that. It's pretty small, nothing much to it. This is for your sub bass, and since it plays low frequency, that's why I said you can just go ahead and add a actual subwoofer in here. And this I took out is actually, lift it up. I don't know why it's stuck to some glue. There you go. So this plays the left channel, and the other one plays the right channel, which is right here. So it's pretty simple stuff. And there's your PRs in the back. And if you look on the inside, try to give you guys a little look. Probably can't see it. Anywho, that's pretty much the looking inside of the barrel. Therefore, you know exactly what you're getting. This actually has discouraging to it. These really don't, but they consider to be a 15-watt speaker. They get loud. Sure, they play your mid bass, I guess, but this mainly plays your low bass, and you don't hear no highs from this whatsoever. You don't hear no vocals, no voices. You just hear low bass how it should be in a 2.1 system, pretty much. So if you guys have any other questions, just pretty much leave your comments down below. And yeah, see you in the next video.